Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Right now I'm at work, but I found this little park that's like across the street. I don't know, I wouldn't call it a park. It's like a little sitting area, I guess, for the people that work in the other building. But shit, I'm finna sit in this motherfucker too. I just wanted to quickly come on here and talk my shit because I don't know, I just been thinking a lot, and you know, so yesterday I was kind of having a rough time, and you know me, I like to read, I like to study, I like to like fill my mind with knowledge. But what I realized is sometimes I feel like I be doing the work, I be putting in the time and effort, I be integrating the things that I learn, I practice, but some things I just feel like are not changing, or I try to implement change in certain parts of my life and it just doesn't happen. Now again, I already know that you can't rush the process. That's the one thing, you can't rush. You have to be patient with yourself in all areas of your life, to be honest. But what dawned on me was, I'm like, damn, Bray, you constantly doing all this work to be better than you are every day. What's wrong with the way you are now? And actually, my friend kind of had asked that question too. Like, it was simultaneously happening. Like, I was going through it, and then she was texting me, and she was like, well, what's wrong with the way that you are now? Have you ever thought that you're perfect the way that you are? And I was like, damn, I'm not saying that I'm not perfect, and of course there are things that we want to improve, but what's wrong with the way that I am now? And I really had to sit and think about it. Like, I've been doing the work since 2016 to be the person that I feel like I want to be, and I'm fucking there. I'm there. But I guess that I feel there are certain parts of my life that I feel need improvement or tweaking. But the thing is, who's putting that pressure on me? I'm putting that pressure on myself. And I don't know, this goes back to taking the time to realize how far you've come and the things that you were able to change. And I know that I've obviously made hella progress, but I feel like there is a point where you can become too involved in self-help, too involved with trying to change yourself, and that comes off as I'm not perfect the way I am, when clearly I am. I know I was having a conversation with another one of my friends, and they were pretty much like, I can't remember exactly. It was basically like saying that self-help can almost become an addiction. It's like an addiction to try to better yourself and try to be better. And I don't think I'm there. Like, I'm not saying I'm there, but I guess in this one specific limiting belief that I have in my life, I've been working so hard to change it, and it has not been working the way I want. It has not been working the way that everything else has been working. Like, I understand that I need to work harder. We do have to work harder in certain areas of our life, but if I'm working hard and I'm putting in the work and it's not changing, maybe I'm just not aligned. Maybe I am fine the way that I am, instead of constantly trying to be this different person or change this one part of myself. So that just takes me back to saying, like, you have to remember that sometimes we are perfect the way we are, and there's a season and time for everything. Maybe I've done enough self-change for right now, and any other self-change that I'm trying to do is literally like stressing me out, almost, in a way. Like, you beat yourself up for when you try and you fail, and in a way, I guess that's kind of like what I've been doing. Like, I wouldn't say I beat myself up, but clearly, like, if I'm having breakdowns and mental weaknesses about the one thing that I'm having trouble changing, maybe it's not the time and season. Maybe some things have to come more naturally, and you know, change sometimes happens with experiences. Change sometimes happens you know, when you least expect it. And it's like, you can't sit here and constantly try to change yourself into this perfect person, because you probably are perfect the way you are. Now, I'm not saying if you got some shitty qualities, that don't change it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you feel you got some shitty qualities and you want to work on that, okay, cool. But it's like, where does the line stop? And I guess, I don't know, that's just what's going on in my mind, y'all. Like, I haven't even been able to read or listen to podcasts because my body is literally telling me, like, Bray, you've done enough work. You've done the work. Now it's time to just sit back and integrate all the things you've learned, or to just sit back and enjoy yourself the way you are. I feel like I'm so close to who I want to be. Like, I damn near am who I want to be now. But yeah, I keep finding like little things that I nitpick about myself. And some of it is because of me, and other of it is because of other people. So again, when does the line stop? When, I guess the question is, when do you feel like you're good enough not to need any more self-help shit? And I have done so much work. And when you do the work, you can see the changes within yourself. And I see the change. Like, I see the change. And it just really has me contemplating, like, honor who you are already. Honor who you are already. Like, you're not the perfect person that you want to be, but you are somewhere. And I just realized, like, maybe I'm not paying attention. Like, I'm so ready to be at the finish line of this perfect person that I see in my head, or this perfect image of what I want to be. But I'm that now. So, I don't know. I hope that made sense. I hope y'all understand. I feel like I'm one of the only people in my circle that really do like all the self-help shit, and the constantly like trying to better myself. But that shit gets tiresome. Like, it gets tiresome constantly trying to better yourself, because it's like, damn, you start sending the internal message to yourself that you're not perfect the way that you are. Talking about that shit yesterday just really kind of put something in my head, and I'm just like, damn, can you, like, too much of anything is bad. So like, can too much self-help be bad? Obviously. I don't know. It's kind of cold out here. It was like raining super hard this morning, and I almost did not go to work, but I'm like, you know what, it's the last day, fuck it, here I am. So, I don't know. I'm over pushing myself with all this fucking self-help shit. And don't get me wrong, mental health will always be important to me. Like, bettering myself and wanting to help others better themselves too will always be important to me. But sometimes you gotta put the pause on the brakes and just enjoy where you are in life. And I have not been enjoying where I am in life. I've been so ready to get to what can I change next, and that shit is tiresome. It's very tiresome. You know, it's just been bringing up a lot of shit, and it's just like, dang, Bray. Like, where, like I keep saying, where do you draw the line? Where does the line stop? Where do you stop with the line? How far are you gonna push the shit? Like, I'm gonna push that shit until I don't even recognize myself anymore. But no, I don't know. I feel like also spirituality has been very confusing to me. Like, the more I read and like do my studies, I don't know, y'all. Like, some of this stuff is starting to contradict with me. Like, for example, they be saying like how you're supposed to sit, like, if you have an uncomfortable feeling, you're supposed to sit in it and eventually eventually you're supposed to sit in it, and, you know, as you sit in it and accept the feeling and not try to change it, eventually you will get over it. And I have been trying that technique with certain things in my life, and sometimes, guys, if it's not making you comfortable, maybe it's just because you're not fucking comfortable. Like, I understand what they're saying, but it's like, at the same time, I don't want to constantly continue to be uncomfortable about some shit that makes me uncomfortable until I'm not uncomfortable. Maybe I'm just not cool with it. Maybe I'm just not cool with it. And so you know, trying to do that has also just really confused me, because at the same time you be reading all this shit and you be, you know, studying all this stuff, and it's like, damn, I just want to fucking live. And that's really what it is. Like, I'm just kind of reaching a point where I just kind of want to fucking live. I just want to live. I don't want to constantly live by all these rules, and I just want to do what feels good to me and what comes naturally. Like, you don't constantly have to change yourself to make things that are uncomfortable feel comfortable. Now look, I will say that there have been some situations where I was hella uncomfortable, and, you know, I pushed through and I pushed my comfort zone and I'm no longer comfortable. That's fine. But, you know, you just have to use discernment, and, you know, it's your life. What feels good for you, do it. What doesn't feel good for you, don't do it. And I guess, you know, like, I don't know, but I just wanted to come on here and say that y'all are perfect the way that you are, and I am perfect the way that I am too. Like, of course, there are always going to be some things we want to fix and we want to change, but honor your journey and honor yourself where you are. You know, look at all the shit that you've accomplished, and maybe it's time to take a little break. Like, if you find yourself like me, doing too much, constantly in books and shit, that shit, you know, take a moment to be like, am I okay the way I am now? Now, I'm not saying in the future you can't go ahead and try to do it again, but I'm just meaning for, like, the constantly back to back to back. So I hope that y'all kind of understand what I'm saying a little bit. I think I want to start recording outside more. Maybe I should start recording my videos on Thursday. That would be dope as hell. Like, especially when the weather gets good, I definitely want to, like, record around some nature and shit. But no, thank y'all for listening to me rant. And I hope that you guys have a good rest of your day. Catch you with another video next week.